Wow! I just love playing with clay. It's so much fun and you can do so much with it. You can even make new friends with it.
Hello! Hiya!
See? Hello friends. How are you today? Welcome to this beautiful world.
Thank you, Dr. Binocs. It certainly is a beautiful world. I can't wait to explore it. But what are we made of? We are so stretchy and soft and bendable. This is so much fun. It is, look. I'm tall now. Now I'm short. Now I'm long.
Oh, you guys. Well, to answer your question, you guys are made of a clay-like substance. And today, I'm going to tell your friends about your oh-so-colorful history. Come with me. Zoom in. Play-Doh was first invented not as a toy, but as a cleaning supply. Noah McKeever, the inventor of the wondrous clay, initially sold it as wallpaper cleaner, which was a big thing back in 1955. Can you tell me why they needed their wallpapers cleaned so often?
I know. It's because back then, they used coal as a major fuel, which when burnt in heaters and boilers inside the house, left black coal residue on the walls.
That is correct. And because of this, Noah was banking on the enormous market. But after the Second World War, the world shifted to using natural gas as its main fuel. This, along with the emergence of washable wallpapers, led to the substantial decline of Noah's sales. This put his family business, Inventions Products, in danger of bankruptcy. Fortunately, Noah's nephew, Joe McKeever, entered the scene and helped turn the sales chart over. And he couldn't have done it without his sister-in-law, Kidz, who was a nursery teacher. She was the one who came up with the idea that saved Inventions Products.
Wow! I wonder how she did that. I knew it! Like they say, behind every successful man is the hand of a woman.
Kidz had heard about other teachers using the Inventions wallpaper cleaning compound as modeling clay for kids. She tried it with her own students and they loved it. Seeing this, she convinced Noah McKeever and even their competitor to rebrand their products as arts and crafts clay for kids. She even came up with the name for it with her husband and thus christened this new clay, Play-Doh.
Wow! What a wonderful story! I feel so special!
And you should! For a measly wallpaper wiping mixture to the top-selling clay for children all over the world.
We do have a lot to be thankful for. Am I right, Dr. Binocs?
That you do. And I'll tell you some more cool stuff you might not have known. In this next part, we like to call Trivia Time! In 2003, the Toy Industry Association made Play-Doh a part of its Century of Toys list, which contains the top 100 most memorable and creative toys of the last 100 years. Since its invention in 1955, over 700 million pounds of Play-Doh have been sold all across the globe. See? Wasn't that an amazing story?
Wow! I never knew we are such an amazing invention! Why would they even think of making us wallpaper cleaners when we are this much fun to play with? I'm just glad we're not toxic. Otherwise, no one would have been able to play with us.
And that would have been such a waste. Isn't that right, guys? Well, that's it for today. While I go and play with my new friends here, Can you tell me the name of the company that now owns Play-Doh? I'm sure you have some lying around. So tune in next time for more fun facts. This is me zooming out.
Hey there, little kitty. I overheard something fascinating today. Your teacher said you wanted to be a Barbie doll when you grow up. Absolutely. Barbie dolls are like magical friends who can be anything they dream of. But you know what's even more magical? The story of how Barbie came to life. Sure. So in today's episode, get ready to enter the Barbie world to discover the invention of Barbie dolls. Let's zoom in. Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Los Angeles, during the 1950s, a creative and forward-thinking woman named Ruth Handler observed her daughter playing with paper dolls. To her amazement, little Barbara often assigned these innocent toys adult roles, despite their representation of children. Seeing this, an idea sparked in Ruth's mind. Why not create a doll that embodied the aspirations of young girls, one that represented a strong and empowered adult figure? She decided to share her unconventional idea with her husband Elliot, who was the co-founder of the renowned Mattel toy company. However, he wasn't entirely convinced that such a doll would find success in the market. Even the directors at Mattel shared the same sentiment, uncertain about the potential of this unexplored concept. But Ruth's determination knew no bounds, as her mind kept wondering about it all the time. And one day, when she was on a memorable vacation in Europe, Ruth stumbled upon a sophisticated toy doll called Build Lily. This doll was initially intended for adults, but it gained unexpected popularity among children due to the vast array of dresses that could be purchased separately. This struck a chord with Ruth as it aligned closely with her vision for the doll she had in mind. So inspired by Build Lily's allure, Ruth took it upon herself to reimagine and redefine the doll. Then, with the help of the ingenious engineer Jack Ryan, the doll was transformed into a symbol of empowered womanhood. A doll that would be named after Ruth's very own daughter, Barbara. Thus, the iconic Barbie was born. Then in March 1959, at the American International Toy Fair, Barbie made her grand debut in front of an eager audience as blonde, and as a brunette, she exuded charm in a black and white zebra-striped swimsuit with a chic top-knot ponytail adorning her head. Her clothes were masterfully designed by Mattel's fashion designer, Charlotte Johnson. The dolls themselves were skillfully crafted in Japan, while the intricate stitching of their fabulous outfits was lovingly done by Japanese home workers. The response to Barbie's unveiling was nothing short of extraordinary. In her first year, approximately 350,000 Barbie dolls flew off the shelves, making her an instant sensation in the world of toys. The look and design of the Barbie changed over time, and today Barbies are made in different types with different skin and hair colors and even different face sculpts. But what remains intact is her story, which has taught us the power of imagination, determination, and the courage to be whatever we want to be.
Trivia time!
Did you know the first Barbie dolls cost $3 each? Also, by the time Barbie turned 50 in 2009, Mattel had sold more than 1 billion copies of the doll. Hope you had fun today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out.
I'm a Barbie cat in a Barbie dress.
Recycle plastic. It's fantastic.
Ta-da! Egg is ready.
Oh, fancy. Great effort, little kitty. Let's give it a taste. Whoa, now that's a tough cookie. Or should I say cake?
Oh no! You keep messed up. The cake's a disaster.
Hey now, don't be so hard on yourself. Even flops can lead to fantastic things. You do love your favorite toy, Silly Putty, right?
Yeah. What about it?
Well, would you believe it was a total accident? Let me tell you the story behind the invention of Silly Putty. Let's zoom in. It was 1943, smack in the middle of World War II, and America had a problem: not enough rubber. Soldiers needed it for everything: boots, tires, gas masks, you name it. Citizens were donating tires and sneakers, but the supply still fell short. So to solve this problem, Dr. James Wright, a Scottish-born engineer at General Electric, figured why not whip up a new kind of rubber from scratch. So he grabbed two unlikely ingredients, silicone oil and boric acid, and gave them a good mix. What he ended up with wasn't exactly raw material. It bounced like a ball, stretched like taffy, and even lifted ink off newspapers like some weird stamp. But as for using it in boots or tires, it didn't work. It was too soft, too stretchy, and it shattered under pressure. In short, it wasn't exactly a rubber or had any benefit. They nicknamed it Nutty Putty, sometimes even solid liquid. At GE, it was mostly forgotten except at office parties, where it became a goofy little hit. Guests would squish it, stretch it, and press it onto the Sunday comics to copy Garfield's face. The war problem wasn't solved, but they had accidentally invented something that kids would one day go nuts for. That's where Peter Hodgson comes in, a down on his luck and man with a nose for novelty. He spotted the strange stuff at a party and thought, this has potential. So he gave it a new name, Silly Putty, stuffed it into plastic Easter eggs and priced it at $2 a pop. At first, it flopped. Kids didn't get it. Why buy goo when you get a toy car or a bouncy ball? But Hodgson didn't quit. He leaned into the silly. He showed kids how to make wiggly worms, smash it flat, stretch it wide, and bounce them back again. Still, sales were meh. Until his real stroke of genius came in TV commercials. And boom, Silly Putty became an instant hit and flew off the shelves. By the 1960s, every kid wanted one. Fast forward to today, Silly Putty paved the way for the modern slime craze and became one of the best-selling toys in history, with over 300 million eggs sold. And it's still going strong, one squish at a time. Who would have thought that in a world at war, one failed lab accident would stick not just to walls and desks, but in our childhood memories forever. Trivia time! Did you know in 1968, astronauts aboard Apollo 8 brought Silly Putty with them? Yes, it helped hold tools in place in zero gravity and probably kept the crew entertained too. Hope you had fun today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. Kitty, why would you do that?
Kitty thought it will bounce back like Silly Putty.
Well, good try, but never mind. Hello, little kitty. It's time for a little lunch.
Yes,
Oh, my friends, you're already here. By the time Kitty comes back, let me tell you the fascinating story behind the invention of Slinky. Zoom in. Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Philadelphia in the year 1943, a curious mechanical engineer named Richard James was on a mission to design a new tension spring to keep electronic equipment secure aboard US Navy ships during World War II. With a determined spark in his eye, Richard James pondered over various springs of different shapes and sizes. But the real magic happened when one of these springs slipped from his desk and wiggled, twisted and danced upon the floor as if it had come to life. Richard's eyes widened as he couldn't help but think, what if this dancing coil could bring joy to kids everywhere? Bringing his newfound treasure home, Richard gave it to his son Tom, whose eyes lit up as he saw the coil slinking and springing with glee. Word spread like wildfire, and soon kids from the neighborhood gathered around Tom to marvel at this enchanting coil. Witnessing kids going gaga over it, Richard realized he had stumbled upon something magical. So he returned to his invention table and mixed and matched different kinds of wire to find the perfect recipe. Then, after many twists and turns in 1945, he finally cracked the code. He coiled 80 feet of steel wire into a fantastic 2-inch spring. And ta-da! The Slinky was born. Excitedly, Richard rushed to his wife to share his bouncy invention. Although she had doubts initially, Richard's stubborn belief convinced her to secure a $500 loan to kickstart their venture, James Industries. And it was Betty who coined the perfect name for the toy while flipping through a dictionary when she discovered the word slinky, meaning curvy and graceful. In the beginning, things moved a bit slowly. But then in November 1945, the Gimbel's department store in Philadelphia allowed Richard James to showcase the incredible Slinky to all those eager shoppers. Within just an hour and a half, he sold a whopping 400 Slinkies, giving it a much-needed start. And as the 1950s rolled in, the Slinky had become a sensation all across the nation. But as the spotlight shone brighter on the springy wonder, Richard James faced some challenges. In a surprising twist, he bid his family goodbye in 1960 and went to Bolivia to join a religious movement. So Betty stepped right up and became the leader of the company, establishing a super cool factory in Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. With Betty at the helm, she didn't stop at just regular Slinkies. She added more fun stuff to the mix. There were Slinky trains that chugged along and even Slinky animals like the friendly Slinky Toy in the first Toy Story movie, which also became a big hit. Then in 2000, Slinky was induced into the National Toy Hall of Fame. When Betty James passed away in 2008, over 250 million Slinkies had already been sold. That's enough Slinkies to wrap around Earth 150 times. Let this remind us that even a simple idea, fueled by determination, can spread joy around the world.
Trivia time!
Did you know the most stairs descended by a Slinky is 30? Yes, it was achieved by Marty Jobson and Hugh Hunt on the One Show in Cambridge, UK on 18 February 2014. Hope you had super fun today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. Where are you, Kitty? Lunch is getting cold. Kitty? Kitty? Where did it go? I'm sure I left it here last time.
What are you looking for this late?
My teddy bear, the one I've had since I was baby Binocs.
Oh, come on. It's just a soft toy.
Just a soft toy? Oh no, Kitty. Soft toys have a long and fascinating history. How about we take a little time travel trip to find out who invented soft toys? Zoom in! Long before soft toys filled store shelves, children played with whatever they could find. Wooden animals, metal figurines, or dolls stitched from scraps of cloth. They were fun, but not exactly huggable. So over 2,000 years ago, people began sewing together bits of rags and hay, decorating them with colorful threads and tiny beads to create what many consider the earliest rag dolls. Simple, handmade, and wonderfully soft, these dolls grew in popularity across different cultures over the centuries. By the 18th and 19th centuries, during the Industrial Revolution, rag dolls began to be produced on a small scale in Europe and America. Factories that made textiles started using leftover fabric scraps to make simple cloth dolls for sale. They were inexpensive, soft, and easy to make, especially popular among working-class families. However, these dolls were usually flat and loosely stuffed, not sculpted or plush like the toys we know today. But the thread for the modern plush toy was already being sewn in Germany in 1879, when a talented tailor named Margaret Stein started making animal-shaped pin cushions. Margaret, who had contracted polio as a child and used a wheelchair, didn't let her disability stop her. She created a small elephant as a demonstration piece. Her pin cushions were so adorable that children began playing with them as toys. With the help of her nephew, Richard Stein, she later designed a soft bear with movable joints made of mohair fabric. In 1903, at a toy fair in Leipzig, a buyer from the United States ordered 3,000 of them, not realizing they would soon become part of a worldwide sensation. Meanwhile, in the United States in 1902, President Theodore Teddy Roosevelt went on a hunting trip in Mississippi. The story goes that after several unsuccessful days, his guides tied a small bear to a tree so he could hunt it easily. But Roosevelt refused, calling it unsportsmanlike. This act of mercy became famous after a political cartoon by Clifford Berryman appeared in the Washington Post. The cartoon showed the president sparing the tiny bear cub, and the public loved it. Around the same time in Brooklyn, New York, a shop owner named Morris Mictum and his wife Rose saw the cartoon and decided to make a stuffed bear in Roosevelt's honor. They called it Teddy's Bear. When they placed it in their shop window, it sold immediately, and the stuffed toy craze began. Soon these toys started coming in different shapes, sizes, and patterns. Today, they offer comfort and emotional support to everyone, helping them cope with stress, fear, or loneliness. So the next time you see someone clutching a worn-out teddy bear, remember that simple toy carries more than a century of history, love, and invention.
Trivia time!
Did you know the largest soft toy is a 63-foot tall teddy bear? Yes, while the smallest commercially sold teddy bear is 4.5 millimeters. Hope you learned something fun today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. So, have you seen my old beery toy, Kitty? I can't sleep without it.
About that, I might have given it away in scrap.
What? You did what? Never mind.
Hey friends, welcome to this new world. Oh no, here he comes again. I'm sure you have guessed by now where I am. That's right, kids. Inside a video game. Playing video games is so much fun. I can do this all day long. Oh, but not with these dragons. So today, I'm going to tell you the fascinating story behind the invention of video games. Ouch! We need to get out of here. Zoom in! Did you know the video game era started as early as the 1950s? But because of the high cost back then, these video games were used only for boring research purposes. But soon, in 1958, a video game was created for entertainment. It was a tennis game for two. Whoops! This is not the game I'm talking about. Just a minute, friends. Oh, here it is. The game looked something like this at that time. But again, it was discontinued in a year because of its high cost. As the decade progressed, many game designing enthusiasts came up with different kinds of computer games like sports, puzzles, cards, logic, and even board games. However, these two didn't make it to the common public. But one man decided to take the road less traveled. And today, we know this man as the father of video games. Ralph Bauer was an engineer who saw an opportunity in the falling prices of TV sets. To bring down costs, Ralph began to explore the idea of playing video games on TV screens. But his early attempts were not fruitful. However, in 1966, Ralph decided to present his brainchild to one of his supervisors. A smart move indeed, as he was given a sum of $2,500 immediately. along with the time and help of 2 other engineers. And then began the days and nights of hard work. Soon Ralph and the 2 men developed the world's first video game console. And to play the exciting games, all you had to do was connect the console to your TV set. So Ralph took his invention to apply for a patent. Interestingly, within 15 minutes, every examiner on the floor was around it, wanting to play the game. You see these adults fighting over a video game, and they say kids are addicted to it. Soon Ralph started seeking a buyer for his invention. But no one took him or his invention seriously. Luckily, there was one electronics company who saw its potential. And in 1972, the world's first video game system was rolled out to the public. And as you know how entertaining video games are, in just 1 year, 100,000 consoles were sold. And 300,000 by the end of 1975. Through the years, as the cost of computers fell, the coin-based arcade video games came in and ruled the gaming industry. Technology progressed by leaps and bounds, and so did the home gaming systems. And today, we even have motion sensing video games. Exciting, right? Hey, why am I telling this to an expert like you? But I'm sure I can tell you some facts that you probably don't know. Trivia time! You must have heard things like, video games are bad for you, kid, or video games harm your brain. Well, the good news is this ain't quite true. Studies have shown that playing action games help us make the right decisions faster. You know what's more? The international video game industry generated a whopping $99.6 billion in 2016, which was more than double the revenue of the international film industry. Isn't it amazing to know that characters in games are bigger stars than our movie stars? Whoa! Who called her? Oh, help! Help! Where is that gun when you need it? Oh, bye-bye! Ouch! Phew! So, that was fun. Hey kids, I hope the next time you are in a game world, you will know where it all started. Until next time, this is me zooming out.